Hi there. Now we're going to look at a clip which we call Move Away and Get Closer. Sounds strange, I know. Basically, what you're going to do, we're looking at it from a boxing type situation, stance. In isolation, you're going to move backwards away from your opponent and get closer to him. Mind meld. Let's have a look at the clip.
Okay, movement. Do you mind getting in a boxing stance, please, Theodore? If you go orthodox for a minute, just so they can understand it this way round. What we need to understand is distance, first of all, before we start moving around too much. Now, most of us can walk up, and if he's ready, I'm ready, and we stand there and we go, right, don't move yet. We stand here and we go, that's about right, that's where I fight from. He can just about reach me and I can just about reach him, or we just need to move in a little bit to reach him. Which is fine, I'm not going to argue with that, nothing wrong with that. But what we need to do, we need to make him think that he can't reach, and we need to know that we can reach. Now we're roughly the same sort of height, same sort of reach. So if you get normal boxing, please, Theodore. And I stand normal sort of boxing, or what to Theodore will appear normal boxing. But now I want you to look at what happens to my feet. If you stay where you are, please, Theodore, ready? You don't do it right, you do it normal, okay? So I'm going to move backwards. Watch this leg. This has done nothing other than move backwards. But from here, look, where it is now, look, I can almost reach Theodore without moving in. Same, almost reach me. Now I'm going to move backwards, but get closer. Move backwards, now I can reach his face, I can punch him. So I've moved backwards, but got closer. As far as Theodore's concerned, I'm miles away. My front foot has stayed in the same place. I can punch easy. If I move back to here, I can't reach. I've moved forward, look, and I can't reach. I move back, I can reach without this hitting me. Theodore's miles away. He knows he can't reach without he's got to move, don't move in, but look how far away he is. I can reach. If I come back to here, I can no longer reach. I can no longer reach at full stretch. So it's a very weird thing for people to understand, how you can move backwards but get closer, right? And it's all about angulation of your body, because we were here where everybody is, square. By moving backwards, I've altered this angle. I'm now coming in more at 45 degrees, which has now opened this up for me. It's opened this up for me. I can reach. Theodore's still miles off. So understanding this angle, understanding where you need to be to get your reach, is the first part really of understanding movement correctly. Because it's okay moving around and doing all this sparring and moving. If you don't understand where your reach is, then there's not much point to it, because you know, if I'm here, I don't understand reach, you'll just clobber me, boom, I keep getting hit. But if I'm here and I understand reach, now all of a sudden I can hit him and he can't reach me. So you can start to have a bit of a field day with things once you understand that distancing and reach. And that's the first thing you've got to get. We teach it from here first of all, so that we can understand exactly where we are. And then, if you just move away from me, Theodore, imagine you're in your corner. If you go back a little bit, I'll imagine I'm in a corner, small ring, and then you come out to meet up in the middle. Boom, right, got him. He can't reach me, smack. So you automatically go and stand in the right place as soon as you sort of come out to spar or to fight, whatever. You know, touch gloves, get ready, bang, and you should be in the right place to go. Which then equates to your self-defense, because if he's here talking to you, arguing with you, telling you what he's going to do to you, say, I don't want any trouble, mate. I know I can hit him from here. He can't hit me without moving in, but I know, bang, I can hit him easy. So you can take that same principle, apply it to self-defense, sport, whatever. It's just understanding distance and angles. And that's something you've really got to get first. You must understand this first before you do anything else. I think you did it.
Great, so now you've seen the clip. So now you've got a clearer understanding of what I mean about move away and get closer. Now, to put some more explanation in there for you, it's about angles. The amount of people who just for some reason do that, it just blows their mind and they go, this is magic or something. It's not, it's angles. If you imagine that there's an oval around you when you stood there ready to box, there's an oval around you, and the long bit of the oval is your maximum reach and the short bit of the oval is your minimum reach. Then imagine that same oval, and what is the distance at which you can or can't defend, that border of the oval, right? At that border, you're going to get hit if something starts at that border, because it's going to get to you before you can react. So start thinking along those sort of lines. So most people are in this dynamic. Don't forget, we're looking at a split second of movement, and we're analysing a split second of movement. You've got to remember that. Even though you can slow it down, I do it every time I spar, which is at least 2 or 3 times a week. I get people with this every single week, week in, week out, and I've done for years, right? If you can hear some background noise, I'm sorry. We've got some construction going on right next door, and it's just a nightmare. And welcome to Asia. It's never quiet. Anyway, so when you're doing this, right, you're altering the angle of maximum distance, so it's changing. So what you've done is you've put the long end of your oval, if you like, towards the short end of your opponent's oval. So they've got less reach, you've got more reach. In their minds, you haven't done anything, you've gone backwards. So there's no way you can hit them now, especially if you're feinting with your initial, before you do the move. So imagine my jab's coming out and it's missing you. It's short by 1 inch or 2 every time. Then you see me move backwards. So, well, you're even safer. And then pop, it lands. And then pop, the right hand lands without moving. So you can mess with people. Now you can also take those same principles and apply them in self-defense situations. Somebody could be in your face arguing with you, you could be talking to them, trying to get away from the situation, you can't get away from it, but you've managed to maneuver yourself in a situation whereby they can't hit you unless they physically move forward, which will give you time enough hopefully to spot what's going on. But you can crack them one, full speed, full power, with your backhand without stepping in. Obviously you can step in if you want to, but what I'm saying is that you're getting this distancing thing that the other person cannot perceive. They cannot see it, they cannot understand it. In their mind, you are too far away because they know that they are miles too far away. They know they can't get near you without stepping in. So in their head, you can't get to them without stepping in, but you know you can. So this then creates a situation where you've got distance on somebody, which enables you to bang them one, enables you to go first and land first. And I'm telling you, I do it every week. I'm 54. Some of the training partners are professional fighters in their 20s, and I'll catch them with it every week. And they know it's what I do. I've explained it to them, God knows how many times. Right? And you're still catching people with it. So if you take somebody who's an elite level athlete, elite level fighter, what they could do with it, it's mind blowing what they could do with it. Which brings me on to another point about counterattacks. when I'm sparring with people and stuff like that, they say I'm a counter hitter. In other words, they throw a punch, I do something and punch back. And that's what a counter hitter does, isn't it? Waits for the other person to throw a punch. See, I don't consider myself to be a counter hitter. I consider what I do just to be hitting somebody when they're in distance. The fact that they've thrown a punch from too far away and then put themselves in distance is of no concern to me. They were out of distance for me until they moved and then got themselves in distance. Or I was out of the distance to them. I was in the wrong distance, i.e. too close, whatever you want to call it. I move away to get closer. Now I've changed the distance. So I don't care if they throw their jab without stepping in. I know it's going to miss, and then I can go. That isn't, in my mind, counter hitting. That's hitting when your opponent is at the right distance. And they get to the right distance either by you moving, them moving, or a mixture of the two. And it's that simple to me. To me, a counter hitter is somebody who's absorbing some and then throwing back. Or they're having to physically move out the way, duck under, whatever it may be, and then throw it back. That's counter hitting to me. But this move away, get closer is striking when the distance is optimal for you and bad for your opponent. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, there you go. Enough of me going on and on and on. Remember the like, subscribe and notification bell thing. And see you next time. Thank you.